Hey there, welcome back to linuxjabba.com where we prepare you for your next Linux job. My own name is Sean May Joseph and I'll be going over this video today. My email is showpopulos@gmail.com, so please feel free to send me questions and I'll be happy to answer them for you. So for today's video, we're going to go to our website, linuxjabba.com. We're going to look at module 7 still, like we've been doing. This is module 7. And these are the tutorial videos if you want to know how to answer the questions and prepare for your Red Hat certification exam. And we'll be looking at practice question 7 today. And if you look at the question, let's take a look at the question. So it says to add the ability to mount the appropriate centrally defined NFS shared home directory when an ldap server user logs in. So I don't have an NFS share in my machine, but I'll show you exactly how to do it. If we go there to my machine, I'll show you my ldap user. So first I'm going to search the my ldap database. This is the base domain. This is my base domain, and this is, can you see I'm using ldap secure, which because of this S here I'm using ldap secure, and this is my ldap server. So here's the machine name here, and this is the secure port 636. So I'm going to run this. So I have plenty of users here. There are 4 responses, but I have one here, and the UID is domain user, the group is 801, the ID is this ID here, and I have the username here. So I'm going to try to log in as this user. So let me do that. Okay, let me push this off so you can see my screen. Hope you guys can see my screen right now. So now that I have my domain user, I'm going to switch to the domain user, and I can show you there. So it says domain user, so I switch to the domain user, I put in the password, and if you look at this error here, this is what they're concerned about. It says warning, cannot change directory to home domain user, no such file or directory. So now I am domain user. So if we do this ID, it tells you that I am the domain user. We have the group, everything correct, the user ID correct, but if you look at the directory, it's sitting somewhere. It doesn't have a directory. So what we will do is make this error go away. That's what the question is asking us. But it's asking us to use a shared directory. But since I don't have an NFS shared directory, I'll use a local one, but I'll show you how to do the NFS shared directory. So let me show you how to do that very quickly. So the first thing we will do is, let's get out of the domain user, and then we do sudo vi etc auto.master, and this is where the autofs comes in very handy, because when roaming users are coming to use local machines, they wouldn't necessarily have directories, their own files, their own directories, their own home directories on the local machine. So if you use AutoFS, then it can bring in the home directory of the logged in user. So let's look at this auto.master. It's asking me for my password. Put in my password, and see this test here. You know what? Let's do this. Let's copy this, take away the test, and use it, and put home on here. So now the mount point is home, and the file that contains all of the options will be auto.misc. So now let's go and fix that. Let's go and set the options, I mean to say. So now I'm going to set the options. So we go to auto.misc to set the options. And what options do we have here? So this is the original one that we did before, which is called test part. I remove it, comment it out, and if I put a star here, that means that anyone that comes in here into the home directory can put their username as their own directory. So we're gonna test that out. So it's gonna mount this partition, and it's gonna mount this partition on our on slash home. And when it does that, it's gonna use the username of the logged in user to replace this. And that's the beauty of AutoFS. Now, what's also important here that you need to note is that if you have to do this for an NFS share, which is what I was saying, that I will show you how to do it. So now let me show you how to do for an NFS share. So if this was an NFS share, then let's say like you're studying for the Red Hat Certified Systems Administrators exam, then you can put instructor.example.com here, and they'll give you the path to the share. So this could be NFS home share, and that will be the path. So basically think of it like our device here, partition here, and this are the same. This is NFS, but this is our block device. So but if you're using NFS, you then have to, instead of using exe3, you then have to call it NFS. But we're not using NFS, we're using this, but I've showed you how to do it. So now let's go ahead and test what we have done. What we just set up is this setup here, and that's what we're going to test. So now let's go and test it. So now I have to restart the AutoFS service, otherwise it won't pick up the changes. So sudo service restart AutoFS restart. So now it's going to restart. So now you can see that it's restarted, and now you can see that it's restarted. And if I switch to that user again, like we did before, switch to domain user and put in the password, it did not give us that error, although it says it cannot find the group name, but that has nothing to do with our question. That's a different question, and we'll be answering that another time. But for now, we have answered the question. And now if you look at the present working directory of this domain user, it has mounted using the username. So this is the beauty of AutoFS. It used the domain user's username to as a directory. And then if you change to home user like Linux does, and you do this, this is your home directory, as you can see, and it's using it. So we're done with that question. Thank you very much for watching this video today. My own name is Sean Joseph, and I will be glad to answer any question you have, preparing you for Linux jobs and making sure that you're successful. My email is showpopulous@gmail.com. Please feel free to send me any questions. Thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.